Picture this: entire cities vanish, empires crumble like sandcastles, and whole generations live and die without knowing if tomorrow will bring food, safety, or fire. That is the reality of human history when you compress it into just one single hour. And here's the twist: almost the entire movie is silence, survival, waiting. For the first 40 minutes, nothing looks impressive. No pyramids rise from the desert. No golden temples shimmer under the sun. No stories are written down. It is just people, your ancestors and mine, wandering through forests, hunting with sticks, gathering berries, trying not to starve or freeze. Imagine a school year where you spend most of it simply figuring out where the classrooms are. That is what 80% of human history looked like. And then suddenly everything shifts. About 10,000 years ago, a spark ignites. Farming. Instead of chasing animals and moving every season, people learn how to plant seeds and harvest food. It is like finding a download button for survival. Villages form. Families grow. For the first time, people have a reason to stay in one place. But with stability comes a new problem. Who owns the land? Who decides the rules? Who protects the harvest? By the time we reach 15 minutes on this 1-hour clock, tiny villages have turned into the first cities. Mesopotamia, Egypt, the Indus Valley, China, all alive with noise and struggle. But strangers are suddenly living side by side. How do you make strangers trust each other? You invent writing, you carve laws, you create beliefs. Think of it as the first version of social media, only instead of posts and likes, it is clay tablets and prayers. And with these new systems come kings, armies, and taxes. Yes, people hated taxes even back then. The clock ticks toward 45 minutes, and now we see empires swelling across the world. Rome, Persia, the Maya, Mali, dynasties in China. Each one believes it will last forever, yet one by one they collapse. Imagine building the most beautiful sandcastle at the beach, only to watch the tide erase it in seconds. That is what happened to empire after empire. But here's the strange thing. With every collapse, humanity doesn't go backward. We recycle ideas. Athenian democracy whispers into the future, inspiring revolutions centuries later. Chinese paper spreads across continents, feeding books that fuel the Renaissance. Scholars in the Islamic world protect science, while Europe nearly forgets it, only for those ideas to return stronger. Every fall hides the seed of a new rise. Now, the clock speeds toward the 59th minute. The silence is broken by thunder, the scientific revolution. In just a few breaths of time, less than 200 years, humanity leaps from horse-drawn carts to airplanes, from candles to electricity, from whispers in small villages to voices across continents. The world shrinks, knowledge explodes, machines roar. Think about this. Cleopatra ruled Egypt 1,500 years before Da Vinci painted his masterpieces. Yet the first airplane and the first iPhone are separated by just a little over 100 years. That is how quickly the tide is rushing now. And here we stand, in the final seconds of this 1-hour story. Every farmer, every builder, every thinker and dreamer has carried us here. But now the question hangs in the air like a storm cloud. What do we do with our next seconds? Will we build something that lasts, or will we become just another sandcastle waiting for the tide?